Okay, Frederick, you got a lot of mistake in your work. I think you need to clarify. Your answer can be correct, but your presentation doesn't really show that you know the idea. So you might get marked down on your presentation. So why is that so? So first of all, I will show you a few example of your mistake. Generally, I think your question 4, your question 6, you got this same idea, same mistake. So I'm just going to show you a few, but I show you the idea first. So all the 4 quadrant, first, second, third, fourth will always be in this format. So if it's in degree, it will be this format. If it will be in radian, then it will be this format. Okay, so for example, I show you 4a first. So for 4a, we are talking about sine 150. So I show you the correct way, then I explain why did you do wrong. So you know that this is second quadrant. So if it's second quadrant, it must fit this 180 minus alpha. So which means, right, it should be 180 minus 30. And if you check, it has the same value. So value-wise, it should match. And because we know that this is second quadrant sine is positive. That's why we got sine alpha. And that's how we got the half. So in this case, you didn't wrote it this way. You wrote it as sine 150. Okay, you look back at what you wrote. You wrote this way. So value-wise, it doesn't match. So value-wise, it doesn't match. So that is a 130. But your answer is correct. But this part will be misleading. The marker will be misleaded to maybe confused whether you know concept or not. So you can get marked down for your presentation. Okay, so another example will be 4F. So tangent 315. So we know that this is fourth quadrant. So fourth quadrant must fit this. That's why we'll go for 360. So it should be 360 minus 45. So in a way, 45 is the basic angle. So this is also the basic angle. And because it is fourth quadrant, tangent in the fourth quadrant is negative. That's why it's negative tangent 45. Okay, so instead, what did you do wrong? You wrote it as tangent 315 equal to tangent 360 minus 315. So it doesn't fit this. So value-wise, it doesn't match. Because here you're getting a 45. So you have to match. So that's why yours is wrong, presentation-wise. So we should express as fourth quadrant. So this is how fourth quadrant should look like. And from there, I tell the alpha, and I add in the ASTC. So that should be the correct idea. So another one to show you will be your question 60. So that is a negative angle. So if you convert negative angle, you want to convert radian, you want to convert negative, right? This is what we'll do. So you convert to degree. So when you convert to degree, you get minus 210 degree. But at your working, right, you actually wrote this. You actually wrote something like this. Your negative was outside. So why is the negative outside? It is not equivalent. You don't have the idea of equivalent. So this is actually not equal to this. So when you do this, right, there must be an equivalence idea. So this value does match. I'm just changing the units. And then you know that this one is second quadrant. So what you can do is, right, it might be easier for you to think of it as a positive angle. So why is it a positive angle? Minus 210, if you go this is the direction. Minus 210 is equivalent to 150. So maybe you want to convert. So they are still equivalent because it is the same line. Then that is the second quadrant. So second quadrant must come back to fit this identity, like this structure. So it should be 180 minus 30. So I didn't change the value. It is still 150. So I know my basic angle already. Second quadrant is negative for cosine. So minus cosine 30. So that should be how you present. So cosine 30 minus √3/2. So basically you got a lot of mistake. This category of mistake. There is no equivalence in what you are writing. So when we write equal sign, it must be solely equivalent. The value of the angle should be there. So my value, all these are like equivalent value. And this one is due to ASTC. So I think you got to see your mistake. I'm going to give you two similar block of questions. So you reflect on the mistake. And then I'm going to give you something similar. Okay, so you got to submit to me before your test.